Guys, it's Chris from Keeping It Real, and I am back to finish off my full face of Mary Kay makeup tutorial. So I have on Gold Status, Merlot, and now I'm going to be putting on, what's it called? Crystaline. Crystaline. So this one is Crystaline right here. I have all the eyeshadows in the order that it's in the catalog. So now what I do with this one is I just pop some color onto my face, and I will use this to do it. So I pop underneath the eyebrow, and that just gives it some glow. It helps blend. And hopefully I don't run out of time on this one and we can have the finished look. But I've only got like 9 minutes on my phone, so we will see. And I'm using my smudge brush to put this on. When I do this, it just gives it kind of a sunset-y look. And it adds fun to the style. Now I'm just going to take my mirror again just to see a better look at how it's looking. And you can use your fingers to blend it a little. Much easier to do in your own bathroom mirror, I will say that. So I always get a little bit of powder on my eyelashes, so I just take it off like a mother would with her mucus and her finger. And if you want, you can, if it feels like it's too dark for you or whatever, you can soften it with the Kleenex a little bit. So I might just soften this side. And this is why we do our eyeshadow first before we put our foundation on, is so that if the eyeshadow does fall down on the face, then you can fix it or cover it up with your foundation. But if you've already got your foundation and everything done, then it's harder to cover it up. So I blend this with Mary Kay's awesome new foundation brush. And this just helps make it blend in really good, and I just get it all over. Okay, so now I got the foundation done, and I had used Ivory N140 in the Time Wise Luminous 3D foundation. So now I will use, just to make it look more like an airbrushed look. So if you don't like the shiny look, you can always powder it down. And I like to use their pressed powders, so I use number 2 Ivory. And I just quickly brush that all over. And down onto my neck so that everything blends. And when you do your neck, it just makes it look like you're not wearing a makeup mask, so it's a lot more flattering. This is the Mary Kay powder brush. I like it. It's the older version. I wish they'd bring it back. And I'm going to be using the new bronzer. And I do have light skin, and I've used both. I have no problem using both. They look good. So today, for a more dramatic look, I think I'll go with the darker one. And just be careful with it. You want to knock it off. And I bring it from the inside. And if you see your cheekbone here, you want to bring it along the bottom of it so that you can, and I always kind of go like, kind of like a check mark And this just gives it a nice look. Looks very dark right now, which is okay. If you do it too dark, that's fine. You can take a Kleenex and soften it. Kleenex is like a little smudge brush. And I use it like a contouring the bronzers. So I always go and very light because you don't want it to be like in one spot dark. So I always go like a 3 along here, and then I'll come along here and go along there so that it gives shape onto my neck as well. And then you also go along your nose and your jawline. And I will blend that better with a Kleenex. So I just put a little bit there, a little bit there, along the side of my nose. If for some reason I would go like this to pull it tight, who knows? It works for me. And now we'll go. So I go down and out, down and out, just to soften it. And this just shapes your face so that no part of your face is looking really bright and then the other part isn't. So I'm just going to soften this side. And that's the nice thing about makeup, is that you can soften it if you need to. And Kleenexes are great blenders. Okay. So maybe I'll just put a little more on this side so that it matches. Okay, now we will take, because maybe I'll go a bit with a matte look. So if I want to go with a matte look, I can take my pressed powders and I can use Ivory #1 on me because it's a lighter color. Or I can use, for a shinier, more glazed look, I can use the glazed highlighter and put it. But I think I just want my eyes to pop today, so I'm going to use the Ivory one. And again, you brush it off and you put it in your T-zone, or to make it look like a cross. And that just brightens up the face, but this way I'm giving it a matte look instead of a shiny look. And this also gives your face an airbrushed look, which is very flattering. Okay, so now we're going to move on to lip. And so I've got the Mary Kay Dark Berry Lip Liner, and I'm going to use that one first.